I didn't really like being called designer because I thought it sounded too fancified and important. And my main interest was textiles and tailoring, and it's something I kind of fell into. I didn't go to college. I just because I was kind of quite successfully bad at most things I did, including education. So I kind of liked textiles and fabrics, and that was my main interest. My mother's always very stylish, which in a very elegant, understated way, which is not necessarily related to a sort of social life. And my grandmother was very elegant, and I remember that as a child, my Sri Lankan grandmother. And I remember the Benares saris and the drapes and the folds and the elegance of my grandmother and the little suits she used to wear in the 50s, nipped-in tailoring suits. I think the thing which I find difficult, I don't like fashionista. It suggests a sort of sense of exclusivity and its superiorness, which I'm very against. But my forte is, if you want to call it that, textiles, fabric, tailoring. I was like architecture and tailoring, flamboyance and simplicity. It was something I was just planning on doing for a modest amount of time, but it's continued for many long summers. I don't like fast fashion because fashion, I hope, it doesn't matter even if it's something from a vintage shop or something inexpensive, something beautiful becomes your friend and you wear it in all moods and minds, and fast fashion is depressing. Yeah, I definitely say thumbs down to fast fashion, slow fashion, and also people can enjoy it and they can feel it and they can have some fun with it and accessorize it and belt it and stick things on it. It's not so automatic. So,
and they become family heirlooms.
Yes, and yeah, exactly. It's not about price point. It's about investment and
longevity.
Yes, and it's fun because that's why clothes used to be. You used to buy a dress like every month, go to a party, you saved up, you bought a dress. And that was fun. Or you bought a nice pair of shoes when you could save up for it. You're a teenager or growing up, and now everything's so instant and price points and 2 for 1. It's going to go insane. It's sad because of the quality is diving because they're trying to get the units out.
Right.
So it should be a treat. It should be fun, special. It's very difficult to pinpoint things about memorable moments. I think inspirational moments could be another way of saying it. And my late sister-in-law was very involved in design and supporting protégés of unusualness. But I think every story is of interest, whether it's finding a beautiful button, seeing a line of a fabric, meeting a curious person. There's no defining moment. I do have a direct muse, people I'm inspired by, whether it's from film or theatre or history. Audrey Hepburn, her foxiness, pixiness, Catherine Hepburn for her adroitness, long trousers, tailoring, Josephine Baker. I don't know, it's such a kind of, Gloria Swanson was always Sunset Boulevards. So, so many different people who are past and present. Possibly, I think I never really see them as muses. There's something which I don't have anyone specific, but I have quite a wandering eye of people I see. I love Angelica Houston. To be honest, I don't use social media hugely because I think there's too much of it and it gets repetitive and it loses the uniqueness. But however, I do Instagram. I keep images very filtered and clear and sharp and curious. I don't overload. I think we actually do quite a lot of private work in the USA, particularly in New York. I work quite a lot out of that. I work for a TV series there, and I also work for the Met in New York. I think obviously the big department stores are having a very difficult time, like the rest of the world. The nice thing about my work is that it's timeless. It can go from someone from 25 to 105. And so you're never going to hit a certain set, which is what I like, because I like timeless pieces. So you can get people from, Angelica Houston, Debbie Harry, Joan Collins, or you can get so many different types of people. I never really see them like that. I can't. Yeah, a whole variety of people. It's been a real shocker for small independent bespoke businesses which can't naturally translate to wholesale. Most we do our collection is ready to wear, but a lot of it is tailoring and fit. So it's not like t-shirts. Exactness, architecture of the shape, the position, the points, the fine subtlety is something which you can't really do on the internet. So I think it was very, very challenging. I would love to be in Candy. I don't really, with my mother and my family and everyone here who's involved. I don't really see it as my first or second home. It's my home. The only problem geographically, they're quite far apart. So aeroplanes are required.
Wonderful. It's a treat. It's very precious.
I think it's a great relevance. I've always been very proud of my Sri Lankan mother and family, and also I used to play, and close connection I had with my grandparents. Coming over to England and playing cricket with my grandfather, the chicken curries, the pots, the love cake, the hoppers we all had in England. So, and also, but coming to Sri Lankan very, with my family who have long in politics, in law, and very humanitarian, helping people, a sense of community, and also feisty women. My great aunt Minette, first Asian architect at the RIBA. But it's not just about talking about medals, it's also about people who lived in a very difficult age where women weren't hugely respected, and being Asian in the West was not that easy at that time, working for big establishments. And so I really admire their courage and their strength and how they fought through much adversity. This is my uncle, my mother's brother, Desmond de Silva, who I have great respect for that whole thing about being feisty and really believing in life and helping underdog and supporting people. And this is, I think he's in conversation here with my grandfather. I love cutlets. One of my favourite things, I like good umber rotis. I love fish cutlets, I like egg hoppers, I like mutton curry. There are too many, we could be here a considerable amount of time. Well, it's quite challenging at times, because obviously bank statements don't. But I think beauty is very engaging, and it's very addictive, and craftsmanship and beauty, and curiosity and pride. I still hope it's on people's backs and not in wardrobes, and being enjoyed, and it's dropped down with generations are enjoying it.